It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Another week, another Brewdog beer. Lots of new Brewdog beers have come out of late. Some have been really good, to be honest. I'm been quite pleased with them. This is a new kind of like box beer where they put 4 of the cans in a box. Pick them up in Tesco as of September 2024. 2 boxes for £9. That works out at about £1.12 a can. So a permanent beer from Brewdog. It's called Jagged Edge. It's described as a spiky India Pale Ale, coming in at 5.1% ABV in a 330 milliliter can. Without further ado, let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. Describing an IPA as spiky, I'm going to hazard a guess that they might have put, and this is for the technical kind of brewers out there who watch, they might have put quite a bit of hops in the boil kettle with this one to ramp up the bitterness of the beer. It's only a guess, but for me, the word spiky is kind of, it's a description of something which is kind of rough round the edges, and that, of course, for me, is a bitter back end on the beer. But let's have a look at it. We've got a 3-finger white head, good levels of carbonation, quite a clear looking beer, light, almost, well, it's on its way from being straw coloured to amber. Let's get the aroma. Lots of lemon, lots of grapefruit. Orange peel. A bit of spicy pepperiness on the back end. Light candied fruit notes coming from the combination of the malt and the hops. It smells pretty good, this. Let's dive in. Cheers. Ooh. Ooh, that's a real throwbacker of a beer. I really throw this back. I've just finished. You might have seen, let me hold it up, you might see, not so bad. I just finished a training session in the front room, and whenever I finish a training session and have a beer, I do a lot of dumbbells and stuff, so I hold the beer up and sometimes I can feel my hand shaking where my hands are tired from the working out, but you can't quite, yeah, they seem okay. I promise you, my hands are not shaking for beer. I promise you. But after a workout, grabbing a beer, this beer, I just want to throw it back. I could just drink the whole thing in no time at all. It's very refreshing, very drinkable. Piney, tropical, grapefruity, orange peel, fleshy blood orange. Quite a bitter beer. Quite a bitter beer. It's a bit of a throwback, really, for Brewdog, this beer. It's a lot of people, or a lot of brewers were kind of, the last 4 or 5 years, have been putting a lot of hops into the fermenter. The double dry hopping process, where you're getting lots of kind of soft, pale stone fruits in the middle, your passion fruit, your mango, bit of apricot, that sort of thing. And this is a hack back to probably, kind of weirdly reminds me of one of the first versions of Punk IPA, where it was really bitter on the back end. And I remember really enjoying that beer. This is like a toned down version of that, because it's 5.1% ABV. When I first reviewed Punk IPA, it was 6%. The original version of Punk was 6, and that was spiky and tropical as well. Carbonation pushes the beer around the inside of the mouth, releases more of that flavour. It's not bad, this. It's really not that bad at all. I like the fact that the slightly kind of sweet malt flavours are mixing with the bitterness on the back end. And it's giving... It's not a perfect balance. It's not like a glider gliding down the... Where are we? Where do they brew this beer? Probably Scotland. Down a Scottish ravine type of thing. It's more... out of balance with the bitterness on the back end, but that's exactly how this beer has been brewed. It's been brewed to be slightly out of balance. Very refreshing. I could, yeah, as I mentioned, I could just smash. I want to keep the beer for the thumbnail, but I could just absolutely crack away at this. Nice lacing on the glass. Slow moving carbonation. Extremely drinkable. Extremely drinkable beer. Brewdog, they've made for me, it's been quite impressive really. They've still brought out 1 or 2 beers that I've not really enjoyed that much, but they seem to have... 2020 has been the year of the turnaround for Brewdog, I think. My biggest fear was that they were just going to become another massive regional brewer where it wasn't really kind of important about beer. It was about the bars that they had and the breweries and the estate. The Brewdog estate was going to become kind of more important than the actual beer itself. That was my fear. And for some years, you know, that was kind of the decline was happening. But 2020 marks the year for me where they decided to change. They decided to go back to where they were previous. They've changed their head brewer. They have a new head brewer in. And this might be something that the head brewer has worked closely with James and Martin Dickey on. James Watt and Martin Dickey worked closely with them on this beer, and they've decided to come up with something a bit more of a refreshing IPA. I like it. I like it. I really do. I think this beer sits... It kind of reminds me of the old Jackhammer, but Jackhammer was 7.4% ABV. It's a bit of a Jackhammer beer, this. I love Jackhammer. Sorry, I got an itchy nose. I really like Jackhammer. I thought it was a great beer. So, well done to Brewdog on this beer. Right, ingredients are water, malted barley, hops and yeast. And to the bitter end. So, yeah, okay. I've not read the side of the can, but I'm reading it now. Yeah, okay, they brewed it to be a bitter beer. And it's nice. It's nice to see that they're going, it seems like they're going with what they like in beer. James, Martin, maybe the head brewer. Freaking knows. They're going with what they like, which is a more of a kind of a bitter back end. And that, for me, sits well. It sits well. Not only because I like the bitterness on the back end. I'm kind of like that old school generation as well, where it was all about the, you know, the 100 IBUs back in the day. I'm going to chop this thing off. It's driving me nuts. Yeah, it kind of like just takes it. I'm pretty much old school. 100 IBU type beers. Where are they? They're embarrassing because it's all full of dust. But Crazy Mike, 100 IBU, and that was the biggest advert for the beer. 100 IBUs. Polish beer, a big smack of kind of hops going on. And that was by Ale Browa in Poland. So we swing around in the industry. That's what I'm trying to say. We swing around from 1 minute everybody wants to drink bitter beer, the next minute everybody wants to drink soft, treated, where the water's treated, and really soft kind of big flavoured IPAs in the middle, your New England IPAs. But I can't imagine that style of beer being popular forever. I already read the comments on YouTube, and some of the comments say I've got New England IPA fatigue. I've just drank too many of them. And that says that maybe we're at a time where we need to move into another direction. And maybe Brewdog are ahead of the game. Maybe Brewdog are ahead of the game where they want to go back to bringing out kind of nice bitter back end IPAs. But yeah, it's cracking. I'm going to rate it. And then I'm going to chop my nose off. Lovely looking beer. Lovely tasting beer. Independent review. I picked these beers up, and we've got another one over there, look. I picked these up as part of the cardboard kind of 4-pack. Advertising another brewery here, but they come in like a little box like this, and the cans come packed. And then they hit the supermarket. So if you're looking for the Jagged Edge, look for a green box that's very similar to that. They're normally down the bottom on the supermarket shelves. I like that enough. I really do. For £1.12 a can, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. That's a 9 out of 10. For the price, 9 out of 10. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.